Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 7th edition of the Children of Film podcast, when really it's just a video podcast because we haven't got on iTunes yet. We'll do that one day. Anyway, enough tangents. I am your host, Jacob, and here, as always, is my delightful co-host, but equal host. We are equal in this venture, and Jaron, how have you been?
Jacob, I'm one, you're one, but together we are two. We are equal, we are two parts of the same heart, and I am great. Poetic. Good to hear you again, and we like to keep it classy in this show, even though we do love film and children as well equally.
So, yep. Come on, man. Have a bit of class, you know. There could be children watching. Actually, I hope there are no children watching because Jaron's probably going to try and touch them inappropriately. But anyway,
don't accuse me of that. I never said I did. I said we love children. I love taking care of them. You know, going to the pools.
Enough pleasantries. Let's get on to
Disney films.
Let's get on to our first segment, Diary Display, where we talk about all the shit we've been watching over the past week. Now, I always bulldoze this, so Jaron, I'm gonna let you go first. What movies have you been perusing lately?
Would love to go first. We're starting from 7 days ago, including the film I watched directly after the last podcast we filmed, and that would be Steven Spielberg's 1993 classic Schindler's List. Now, it is absolutely astonishing to me that Schindler's List and Jurassic Park were filmed and made and released in the same year. That is incredible, and this is a feat among feats. It's an incredible movie. One, I don't know why it took so long to watch. It's just because it's, I really have to plan when I'm going to watch these big 3 and a bit hour long movies, but I was just blown away. It's absolutely phenomenal, really touching. And I absolutely loved it. I gave that a 5 out of 5.
You can't watch that scene without crying.
You can't, that last one. That was that car. That's 20 people. This pin, it's gold. It's 2 people. It's hard to watch. That's my favorite first watch of the year now. Actually, on the next day, I watched The Lavender Hill Mob. The Lavender Hill Mob is such a cool movie. It's an old movie, 1951, I believe. Run Dutch, run! It's so good. It's by Charles Crichton. I found it on Stan, and it's about a bank clerk. And what he does is that he basically him and his eccentric neighbor form a ruse to steal a shipment of gold bars and then smuggle them out of the country as miniature Eiffel Towers, because that's what his neighbor makes. And it's so funny, it's hilarious. It's so silly, but it's actually really smart humor as well. It was nominated for Best Screenplay at the Academy Awards in 1951 or 2, and it's just so much fun. It's a really short movie. It's dialogue heavy and a lot of visual gags. It's so funny. That night I went to the cinema, and for the third time I rewatched La La Land. It's magical, Jacob. It's mystical, and it won't be the last time I see it in cinema. I love this movie, and when the Blu-ray comes out, I'm gonna wear the fucking disc in. That's your joke. I'm gonna give you credit for that. I stole it, and I'm using it with pride. The next day, I watched 1973's The Wicker Man. It's a classic. It's about a guy who comes and investigates this island because a missing girl has been reported on it. Sorry? No. There's no bees in this one. There's no bees in this one.
Well, I'm not going to be watching it then.
Yeah, true. There's no Nicolas Cage. So, and it's about a guy who comes onto an island to investigate a small girl, and the islanders claim that she never existed, and then they're like a cultist island who's deeply religious, and it gets really disturbing. One of the most disturbing endings to a movie I've seen in a while, 4.5. I watched Bubble Boy, The Things I Do for Jake Gyllenhaal. Jacob, do you want to jump in here? Because I know we both watched Bubble Boy this week for a laugh, and we're going to just have a quick combo before I finish mine.
Because we're both huge Gyllenhaal fans. We found this shitty movie that he did from 2001. So
same year as Donnie Darko, which is incredible to think.
Look at that picture. Look at his fucking haircut.
Right on the screen right now.
Look at him in that bubble.
Look at the picture.
Look at his fucking haircut, man.
Jesus, this movie...
Dude, we had to watch.
It is so racist. It is so homophobic. It is so. It's full of bigotry. It's full of. It's literally insane. It makes fun of races and people and coloured people, and not even as a joke. It just makes fun of them. Like, this can't be true. The Jews are going to want more than $500,000.
Yeah, it's like,
and then
we have kidnapped your son. Give us $100,000 or he will be killed. Signed, the Jews.
And there's an Indian man who drives a ice cream truck, and on the truck it's like we sell ice cream and yogurt. And then it pans down, it's like and curry, and I'm like, come on, you are joking.
It's amazing.
It's so ridiculous, and like they were like
he mud wrestles big titty strippers
inside the bubble.
He goes,
so basically he read this and he's like, alright, so basically what you're going to have is you're going to have a haircut that's going to make you look like a fuckwit. You're going to live inside a bubble. You're going to talk like you got your nuts cut off. And it's just going to be like probably the worst movie you'll ever star in for the history of your life. No one will watch it and everyone will hate you a little bit for it inside. And he's like, yep, sign me on. I feel like this is probably contract stipulated to appear in Donnie Darko or something like that, because I don't see him... I mean, it would surprise me, but I don't see him actively deciding to do this movie. It's insane this ever got made or greenlit.
Yeah. It is absolute garbage, and it's a terrible movie, but it just brought a little joy to my humdrum life.
Oh yeah, please watch it. Just seek it out, watch it, so you can laugh at it. You'll laugh for about 30 minutes.
If you like
and
bad
the last
movies,
60 minutes, you'll just
this.
go, oh, and you'll kind of drone on.
All right,
but the first 30 right. Yeah. Anyway, I watched The Good Girl with Jake Gyllenhaal. Great movie. A bit melodramatic in the end, but I still really liked it. It's got character actor John Carroll Lynch in it. Great. 3.5. I watched Loving with Joel Edgerton, an award contender this year. I watched a screener, and I absolutely adored it. I thought it was a great movie. Doesn't turn into melodramatic territory, which I loved even more about it. It was really good. 4.5. Joel Edgerton enters my top 5 actors of the year. Today I watched Storks, the animated movie that came out last year, starring one of my favourite comedic actors working in TV and film, and that's Andy Samberg. It's mindless trash, and subjecting this on repeat viewings to your children will make them dumber. It wasn't funny. It was just stupid gags of birds flying. I think a bird flies into a wall probably like 30 times, and they play it off as some kind of funny joke.
Watch that, then.
It's not good. I gave it 2 out of 5 out of reach. And then today I also rewatched a movie I bought on Blu-ray because it's one of my favourites of the year, and I wanted to solidify it in its list as like The Conjuring that I did a couple weeks ago on a video. You can go watch that. And I watched Deepwater Horizon, which I absolutely love. It emotionally affects me. It's really gritty directed, and it's just great acted, and it's just one of my favourites of last year. I absolutely love it. Jacob, what did you watch this week?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, Jaron. Okay, I watched The Help because I've been making it my goal this year to watch a movie I'd never seen before every day, and I'm still on track with it so far. And The Help was on Netflix, and I've been falling in love with Emma Stone lately, so I had to watch it for her. And I really, really like Jessica Chastain and Viola Davis too. So I watched The Help, and it was pretty good. It's very, very by the numbers and melodramatic and emotionally manipulative. But hey, I enjoyed it. The performances were great. It sucked me in. The production value was really good. I thought it had a pretty decent script. The director of this went on to do Girl on the Train, so fuck him. But no, I really quite like The Help, and it gets an extra half a star or a star for just Jessica Chastain was thick in that movie, my man. Woo!
The chest on it, you reckon?
What? Jessica Chastain.
You're not.
Sorry to be a creep.
Jesus.
I respect her as a person and an actress.
Chastain
and the Red Mane.
Chastain and the Red Mane.
Shut the fuck up, Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon.
God damn it.
Man.
Okay, all right, let's move on.
I'm glad the other Jimmy's hosting the Oscars.
Okay, I watched Mad Max Fury Road, the black and chrome edition. I've been putting it off for a while, but my sound bar arrived, so I had to christen that beautiful sound system. And yeah,
christened it with Rush.
Yeah, Mad Max Fury Road was really good. Well, obviously, I've seen it like 5 times before, but the black and white, while I don't think it's a better experience, I think it does add a lot to it, to certain scenes. Like, I thought the sandstorm scene looked incredible in black and white, and all the night scenes still had that blue sort of tinge to them, and I really, really love that about it. So, yeah, I definitely recommend checking out the black and chrome edition. I watched Bubble Boy, of course, and then I took a trip to Adelaide for the weekend, saw a few 2016 releases that have just been been coming out recently. So I got to see The Edge of 17, which is coming to my town, but I didn't want to wait another week. So I really quite enjoyed it. I thought Haley Steinfeld was really, really good. Asian dude, can't remember his name, played Erwin. He was great. I loved his character. Woody Harrelson, the movie needed more Woody Harrelson. He is just the man. And, you know, I really liked Edge of 17. I didn't quite love it. I wouldn't quite call it John Hughes for the modern age, like a lot of people were saying. But it wasn't really as funny as I'd hoped. But
I don't think it's as good as John Hughes movies, but I think it's as John Hughesy as you're going to find a movie.
But like,
unless you're watching Perks of Being a Wallflower.
The way everybody talked about it, it's like the way people talked about it, saying it's like making it sound like it's one of the best coming of age comedies in years. But like, I can think of tons from the last 5 years that are a lot better than
Easy A, starring the great Emma Stone.
Easy A, The Way Back, Perks of Being a Wallflower, all that sort of stuff. I mean, that is my genre. But no, I really liked Edge of 17. Haley Steinfeld was excellent. But you know, the story is really
Blake Jenner,
familiar.
my man.
Yeah, Jenner was good. Yeah. But no, it's
a sexy man.
It's a good movie and one that I will definitely probably watch again. I watched La La Land that night. That would have been my third time watching it. But, you know, more on La La Land later. I watched the next day. I got to see a couple 2016 films. I got to see Jackie, which I've been really looking forward to for Natalie Portman. And, yeah, she's incredible in it. She is Jackie Kennedy. It's a perfect imitation. And while the whole time you're like, yeah, this is just an imitation, but hey, it's perfect. And it's not, the movie isn't emotionally manipulative. It's not melodramatic, save for maybe a couple scenes. And I think the movie's good, bordering on great. There are a few scenes that are incredible. All the flashbacks that look at the assassination itself in the direct aftermath, and the scenes that look at JFK's funeral and stuff like that were absolutely incredible and emotional. But
you want to review it, Jacob?
There was this, I don't know, maybe, but I'm just giving my
possible
outline. Yeah, like I think some of it, there were some interview scenes that went on too long, and it was a little boring at times, but I love the music, I love the cinematography, and Portman, one of my favourite performances of the year. She was really, really great. That night I watched Patterson, Adam Driver. I really, really keen for that. Jim Jarmusch's movie with basically no plot. It's just an ode to the common man, and it was really, really funny. It got some huge laughs from the crowd, which was great to see, because most of the jokes were real subtle visual gags, but no, it was very, very funny. It was really sweet. It was realistic. The dialogue exchanges between him and his friends and co-workers and his girlfriend, or his wife. I can't remember if they're married or not. But his woman, she was kind of annoying in it. She was a lovable sort of character, but she'd get on my nerves a little. But I think that's the way she's meant to be, and they love each other, and that's the real heart of the story, which was great. And of course, being a movie with no plot, it does get a little boring at times, but for the most part you're interested in this character and his life, and Adam Driver is just great. He's great. And then that night I watched La La Land again 2 days in a row. I was going to go watch another movie, but the theatre's audio was playing up, so I got a refund and watched La La Land again. That's my fourth time watching it, and it's a masterpiece, man. I love this movie so much. It's definitely not the last time I'll be seeing it in theaters. I have nothing more to say. I could go on for 2 hours praising this film, but no, I love La La Land, and it comes to my town in 2 weeks, so I'm going to be just
Dreamers. You know who you are.
Yeah, Dreamers Unite. The next morning, I watched A United Kingdom. I don't think that's out in the US yet, but it stars Rosamund Pike and David Oyelowo. He's this king in, what's the country? Bechuana land. It went on to become Botswana, but back then it was called Bechuana land. And he was the heir to sort of rule the country, and he is living in England, and he falls in love with Rosamund Pike's character. They get married, she goes to live there, and of course everyone in his country gets fucking pissed that he married a white chick, so that's basically your movie. And it was pretty damn good. I think the most engaging part of it was the love story. These two, they had great chemistry. Rosamund Pike was fantastic and brought humanity to what could have easily been a very, very cliche character. David Oyelowo, excellent. He's great at playing historical figures who like to give a lot of speeches.
He is.
What? Yeah. But no, he was great. But anytime the movie got into political issues and stuff like that, while it was an important thing, it just kind of felt boring and didn't really have much impact or style. So whenever the movie focused on the love story, it was great, but there were a lot of times where I found myself waiting for it to finish. And finally that night I watched Christine with Rebecca Hall about the news reporter Christine Chubbuck from the 70s, and I thought it was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. It snuck up on me emotionally. I didn't feel it for a while, but Rebecca Hall is so good in that movie. I would say she's my second favourite lead actress of the year, just behind Emma Stone. I thought she was incredible. She creates sympathy for this person who ultimately became known for the last few minutes of her life, but it shows... it brings humanity to this person, and she was absolutely fantastic and really actually hit me emotionally, Christine. So I highly recommend that. It's out on VOD.
Rebecca Hall, very underrated actress.
Oh yeah, and this is definitely her career best work from what I've seen her in. Jaron, you got to watch that one. Okay, that's our film day. It went on for longer than we thought, but hey, we had to have that bloody rave about Bubble Boy. When else are we going to get an opportunity to talk about something like that?
We should dedicate a whole podcast to Bubble Boy.
Yep, but we should name the podcast The Bubble Boy Show.
Oh shit! Why didn't we think of that?
Yeah.
That sounds like a...
know what we got to do one day? Top 5 Jake Gyllenhaal movies. Maybe when Life comes out.
When something comes out. That will kill me, Jacob. To quote La La Land,
that will kill me. I think
my favourite actor working. That will literally kill me. I've seen about 16 of his movies, and that will... God.
Kill me.
All right. We're going to have to... Maybe we'll even squeeze it out to a top 10.
Yeah, all right.
Like an after show. Who knows?
Anyway. Right. Movie news.
So, tell us what you want to see.
Marvel were going after Peter Dinklage to play a role in Infinity War, and I don't think he's cast yet, but I think he's in talks, and they want to get him. So there's a lot of rumors that he could be playing MODOK, which would be really, really cool. I mean, why else would they be going after a little man? But MODOK's a really weird
X-Men
looking...
went after him, and he played
That's true. He played a guy who's not actually a midget in the comics, so fair point.
He was actually in, I believe, First Class as a black man, who was tall. So,
But MODOK's a real weird-looking cunt, so to see him in an MCU movie would be really, really funny. I used to always play as him in that Marvel vs. Capcom game, and he's just, I don't know, he's just funny looking to me. But
Peter Dinklage is such a great actor, too. He does comedy really well.
He is. I keep talking about it like it's a novelty, but he is a fantastic actor, especially in Game of Thrones.
And also, that means the next Avengers movie... Could we be seeing MODOK and maybe even more than MODOK, more villains? Because it can't just be Thanos versus them the whole two movies. We could definitely be seeing some... Some people have hinted... some people have thought about maybe the return of Ultron if he hit a bot somewhere, or the return of Red Skull has been hinted. The return of Dormammu, some new villains.
I'd love to get Red Skull back. He's one of the most underrated Marvel villains.
That would be... It's interesting to think about what we could get.
Yeah, but
speculate.
I love MODOK's acronym, Mechanized Organism Designed Only for Killing.
Nice. That is legend. Amazing.
So yeah, I think
Who made him, do you know?
I don't know. I'm just reading Wikipedia pages, man. I'm not pulling this from actual knowledge. I don't really know.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, watch it.
Yeah, but
great show.
No, it's good.
Netflix.
I'd just be glad to see Dinklage in an MCU movie. He's a great actor, and he needs to redeem himself for Pixels, because he was honestly just about the worst part of that besides Josh Gad.
He wasn't great.
Fuck
but
Josh
he had a
Gad.
mullet.
That's just my PSA for the show. If you take anything away from this show, fuck Josh Gad. Fuck Josh Gad.
Yeah.
All right, fuck Josh Gad. All right, shall we move on?
We shall. Jacob, the next bit of news is we finally... we're our award show junkies. We love our award shows. And we got some DGA nominees, the best directors for this year. They're gravy. I'm still angry at them because they did not nominate Fincher in 2014. That wasn't gravy. Fuck them. So... This doesn't really mean anything, but whatever. There's it does though. In the long, I'm kidding myself. It really does. And these we got some surprises in here. Jacob, do you want to talk about them? We got Damien Chazelle for La La Land.
Yeah, boy.
And Kenneth Lonergan for Manchester by the Sea. They were always gonna get in, as well as Barry Jenkins for Moonlight. And then we got Denis Villeneuve, strengthening his Oscar chances, because, he hasn't been nominated in directing for that many huge award shows, but DGA will definitely help him.
And
he didn't get Golden Globe.
I really hope he gets in there. It's still my second
The director race for the Oscars is really tight.
And we got a surprise in there. Garth Davis for Lion. Hasn't really picked up anything, and Lion's been a movie
which I'm seeing on Thursday. I'm really excited. That's when it comes out here.
It's been more getting in for stuff like acting and screenplay here and there, but some Best Picture noms, but not directing. So it's interesting. They must have really liked it. And then in First Time Director Awards, which they do, I think Joel Edgerton won that last time for The Gift, which is cool.
I don't know if he won. I think he was nominated though.
No, I'm pretty sure he won. I mean, who else gave a better directorial debut last year?
True. Well,
2015. But yeah, Garth Davis also got in that category because Lion's his debut feature, so that's pretty cool.
Wasn't Room a debut feature of someone?
Nope. Lenny Abrahamson also did Frank and some other movie.
Yep. All right. Anyway,
but yeah, you got what's his name? Garth Davis got in there. Kelly Freeman Craig for Edge of 17. Tim Miller for Deadpool. And the Nate Parker for Birth of a Nation. So that's probably the only thing this movie's going to get.
A very surprising nomination. And
the one that I think should win, 10 Cloverfield Lane's Dan Trachtenberg.
That would be amazing. I'm so glad that got nominated.
Disappointed no nomination for Swiss Army Man, the Daniels, but you know, what can you do? Not everyone's game for a fighting corpse movie, but
well, I mean, I would say Daniels over a couple of them, over most of them, but
well, you haven't seen Nate
I'm
Parker,
not the DGA.
Yeah, I mean, over
the ones I've seen.
Another really underrated directorial debut from this year, in my opinion, was Imperium. Daniel Ragusa's the director. Ooh. That was good. Oh, another one that I liked even more. Matt Ross, Captain Fantastic.
I did not know that was a debut. That's incredible.
I'd put that way over Deadpool and Edge of 17.
Yeah, that is interesting that he wasn't nominated because Captain Fantastic got a lot of Globe attention.
Yeah, fuck him, to quote Ryan Gosling in La La Land. But yeah, it's been a slow news week. That's all we've got for you today, and that's the show. Thanks for listening, guys.
For listening, lads.
Tune in next week.
We'll see you next week.
Okay.
No,
that wasn't that good.
It was not funny. No, we are sorry we subjected you to that joke.
Okay, I started.
I just went along with it, so really it's Jacob's fault, but
it's all my fault.
Just blame.
All right, so we're doing our weekly film swap now. Each week we give each other a movie that we've been trying to get the other one to watch that they've never seen before. Jaron keeps trying to give me Casino Royale, but I'm trying to tell him I've seen it twice, but he doesn't seem to understand.
I don't care. I want you to watch it again. It's amazing.
But anyway,
I'll make you watch it until you give it 5 stars for me.
All that being said, I've given Jaron one of my favourite movies from 2015 that he missed, starring my favourite actress, the greatest, Cate Blanchett, and that movie is Carol. So, Jaron, what'd you think of Carol?
Well, Carol, I really, really liked. Carol is about an aspiring photographer played by Rooney Mara. I love Rooney Mara. And she develops an intimate relationship while they meet at a toy factory with an older woman in the 1950s played by Cate Blanchett, who's in the middle of divorce with the great Kyle Chandler, a really underrated character actor. And I really, really enjoyed this. I thought it was really well done. It's a very interesting take on, the relationships and sexuality, and it's really cool. It's one of very many movies I've seen recently where a guy cries because a girl breaks up with him for another girl. But it's a really, really classy take on that genre, and it's very interesting to see, the love drama kind of take a different spin and go back to the 50s. And for me, sometimes it got a little boring, but it's expertly paced. Seriously, this felt like a 70-minute movie, even though I did just say it's boring, and it's 2 hours. But no, it went really quick. But there were parts where I was just like, yeah, let's go on to something more interesting. But the performances were amazing. It's very surprising that Rooney Mara was nominated for supporting actress.
Yeah, and you'd think Blanchett should have been the supporting one.
Yeah, not entirely sure how that happened.
It's just because the movie's named after her.
Apparently there was a lot of controversy for that campaign and nomination.
Because Mara probably wouldn't have got in the lead category.
No,
even though she's fucking great.
Wasn't even nominated, was she?
Yeah, she wasn't. I think.
For what, lead?
I'm pretty sure she was.
Oh, for lead. That is very interesting because
she
wasn't the lead of that movie. Yeah, she was nominated
she was
nominated for a lead actress, and Rooney Mara for supporting. That should have been flipped, although if I think flipped, Rooney wouldn't have got in, but Kate still would have. No. The performances were amazing, especially by those two, and Kyle Chandler I thought was really good. And it was very interesting to see. The screenplay was really tight, and overall, I didn't love it. It wouldn't have made my top 20 of that year, but I am still very glad I watched it, because it's one I can say I've watched. It's one lots of people like. For some reason, it was in the top 5 most obsessively rewatched movies of 2016, along with 2 DC movies and 2 Marvel movies, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, but
like, Carol's a movie that I've still only seen it the one time, and the first time I watched it, I really liked it, but like you, I thought it was a little boring and it didn't actually make my top 20. But just over the last year, the more I've thought about it, the more I really think I love it, and I need to watch it again. But I think it probably would have made my list, but no, I really like Carol. So is that you done?
Yeah, I'm done, Jacob. And so now it's on to the one that I gave Jacob, which is a classic that he hasn't seen. He's been putting it off. He has it, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, Jacob. It's about time you watch Steven Spielberg's 70s classic, Jaws. Take it away.
Now, I can already feel people metaphorically throwing tomatoes at me for not having seen Jaws, but
no, they're physically throwing tomatoes, Jacob.
Yeah, some guy just threw one at my window. Okay,
look, I just got some panties. Cheers, lads.
Someone just sent me a nude.
Well, yeah, it was me.
But it's a guy, and he's got written on his stomach, "Fuck you."
Yeah, it was me. I told you.
Okay. All right. Jaws. Jaws is directed by the master Steven Spielberg. And it stars people. It stars Richard Dreyfuss, who I really, really liked in it, as Matt Hooper, this oceanologist or whatever, shark expert. Roy Schneider is our lead. He's Brody, the town's cop, and he seems to be the only character in the town that's not a dumb cunt. That, you know...
Literally.
Yeah, like everyone's just like...
the only one who's not a prick,
There's a shark around. Let's just fucking let everyone go swimming.
Well, I mean, they kind of need the money and they need the beach to stay open, so you can see where they're coming from.
He basically sent a bunch of people to their deaths. What a legend.
Yeah.
Then you got Robert Shaw as Quint, the bloody experienced seaman.
But a shark had never been seen there too, so they were kind of skeptical about it. But it is hard to deny.
Yeah. But nah, Jaws, actually, despite the fact that how incredible it's classic for the shark and how incredible the shark stuff is, a lot of my favourite moments of this film were the dialogue and the character-driven moments. Like, I loved a lot of the one-liners and just a lot of the jokes and stuff. Like, Richard Dreyfuss just like, all of those men are gonna die. Everybody's fucking idiots. And but no, I really love the scenes when, you know, the second half when the 3 men are out on the ship chasing the shark, and like the scene when Quint and Hooper just start bonding and they're just sitting there having a chat and showing off their scars and everything. And I really, really loved that scene. And Hooper's just like, I got the biggest scar right here. Woman broke my heart. They would have started losing their shit.
He's not wrong.
But no, the shark stuff in the second half was fucking incredible, man. Like the shots of the ship sinking, what's his name in the cage, like that it's at that point where the movie actually does get pretty scary. And smile, you son of a bitch, just some of the great one-liners and everything.
I'm going to put in Jaws is a movie that grows on you too, just like you said Carol was. The more you think about it.
Again, like I really, really loved it. I didn't quite love it, but I'd give it 4 stars out of 5. I really
I gave
Jaws.
Carol 3.5. I forgot to say that too. Or maybe I did. Maybe I didn't.
I mean, the whole first half I was just a little bored, but once we meet Richard Dreyfuss' character and the two start to bond, and they start really figuring out what the shark is. It starts to pick up from there, and I really, really love Jaws. I need to get it on Blu-ray because I know the second half of it is going to be fucking awesome on the old Blu-ray. So yeah, there's another classic I'd never seen before, Jaws. I apologise to everyone who is going to throw some tomatoes at me, but anyway, should we move on to whatever we've got next?
Let's do it.
A weekly top 5. This week we've been doing actors lately. Yeah, it's good fun. It's, you know, because we're both attention-seeking fucks, so we love it.
We love our lists.
Yeah, so in honor of Patriots Day opening in the US, not out here yet. We've got to wait another month or
2
so
weeks.
to see it. But I'll have to
Feb.
wait a month. But
Low.
yeah, so we decided to rank our top 5 favorite Marky Mark Wahlberg movies. Him and Peter Berg had 2 movies out in 2016, which is pretty insane, and they were both apparently really good. We haven't seen Patriots Day yet, but Deepwater Horizon was really good. So we can count down our top 5s. Shall I start?
Jacob, rattle down your honourable mentions and your number 5.
I got a few
Let's do
honourable mentions. I just want to mention The Basketball Diaries, the old movie from like the 90s with him and Leonardo DiCaprio as youngins, and DiCaprio is like a heroin addict. And it's not amazing, but I really, really liked it, and I love the performances. Both Teds, 2 of my favourite comedies ever. Honourable mentions. I think Ted 2 is such an underrated movie, and it's just as funny as the first one. I've watched it like 4 times. I really, really love it.
I would agree with that.
And the first Ted, I think I love it. We find ourselves quoting it like every day. I don't know. It's just, I don't know, that I love Seth MacFarlane's humor, except for Million Ways to Die in the West. Fuck that.
I don't know what he did with that movie.
Oh, it was so bad. I mean, Daisy's and Liam Neeson's asshole.
They put a Daisy in Liam Neeson's bum crack.
And my last honourable mention, a very, very painful omission, number 6, is Deepwater Horizon.
Ooh,
his movie from this year. I really, really loved it. There's nothing wrong with it, really. The effects are incredible. The sound's incredible. Mark Wahlberg does some of his career best work. It's emotional. It's a great movie. I can't fault it. It's just not quite in my top 5. And I guess I'll go on to my number 5 now, if you please. My number 5 is another comedy that I just had to put it over because I love it so much. It's The Other Guys. I really, really love this movie, buddy. Him and Will Ferrell. This is probably my favourite team up of theirs. Fucking Daddy's Home. As detectives Hoyts and Gamble.
It's not great.
And they just, I don't know, it's so funny. I don't know what to say about it. It's not a masterpiece, but it's fucking hilarious. I mean, The Rock and Sam Jackson at the start is these 2 brash hero cops. Their car gets smashed. Damn, that's the second one this week. Nah. Did someone call 911? Holy shit. And that iconic scene where they decide to aim for the bushes, just jump, and just we see them fall to their deaths, and then it cuts to the funeral, and then Wahlberg's just like, they just jumped 20 stories. There wasn't even an awning in their direction. Just like, there are so many memorable moments in The Other Guys. It's so funny. The action is genuinely great, and it's one of my favorite Adam McKay comedies. I really, really love The Other Guys. Jaron?
Shall I go? And here we go. To quote the Joker in The Dark Knight, which Mark Wahlberg is in. That was a lie, he's not. First honourable mention I'm going to chuck out is Anton Fuqua's Shooter. I watched it recently. I think it's very, very entertaining. It's not as great as some other Fuqua movies, but Michael Pena is great in it. Danny Glover, Kate Mara, and of course Mark Wahlberg plays the main character, and it's dumb. But it is just so cool to watch Mark Wahlberg, like the greatest sniper rifleist in, I'm pretty sure that's how you say that, in the world.
He's a good sniper rifleist.
He is, and he goes around, he can pick, he can shoot from hundreds of miles, and he can pick good spots to do. Basically, he goes into the city after learning of a plot to kill the president, and he tries and finds the place where the shooter would most likely be, and he has to try and stop them, and it's ensuing, and he has to try and cover his tracks after that all goes horribly wrong, and it's just such an entertaining movie. Fuqua makes some quality in popcorn entertainment, and this is up there. I have both Teds. I love them equally, you know. I think Ted 2 is just as good as the first one. It generally has a good story, and you know, it's even a little bit touching at the end, dare I say, the same as the first one, and they're both so hilarious. And then another painful omission I have as an honorable mention, The Other Guys, Detective Hoyts and Gamble, like you just said. So funny. I love this movie.
It was so close between that and Deepwater for me.
Honestly, it's good that it's an honourable mention, because I don't want to rank the 2 Teds and The Other Guys next to each other. I don't know which is better out of the 3, either of them. So I'll go into my number 5, and my number 5 is the very first team-up of Mark Wahlberg and Peter Berg, and that is Lone Survivor. Lone Survivor is such a great movie. It's based on the true acts of courage, as are the other two, and it's basically it's on the failed 2000 army mission that was in 2005 in June, called Operation Red Wing. And it's actually just Wing, and 4 members of SEAL Team 10, not 6, were tasked with the mission to capture or kill notorious Taliban leader Ahmad Zahar, I believe, whatever. And they were ambushed on the way, and only one member of the team survived, Mark Wahlberg, and he has to try and get out of there. And it's a story of survival. It's a story of how fast a man will go to go back home and see his family, and it's just incredible. I absolutely loved it. Ben Foster is really great in it. He just basically plays the same arrogant dickhead in every movie, but he's just lovable.
He wasn't really a dickhead in it.
He was a bit arrogant, and he was a bit up himself. He was funny.
I would say the other one
Emil
was
Hirsch.
more arrogant. The captain.
Yeah, even Taylor Kitsch.
Kitsch.
But Eric Bana is also in there for a bit.
race.
I love me some Eric Bana. And Alexander Ludwig, hadn't seen him in much lately, but he was really great in it too. And it's just so great. It's really intense. These war scenes are really great, really well filmed by Peter Berg. And I really want to watch this again, just talking about it, you know. I find it such a good movie, really well acted by everyone, especially Wahlberg. You're going to hear this a lot, but career great acting by Wahlberg. And this is one of his best movies. Jacob, do you want to go to your number 4?
Yeah, my number 4 is a movie that I think is going to be a lot higher on your list, but it is The Fighter, David O. Russell's movie, one of my favourite movies of his. Also another Mark Wahlberg movie he did, Three Kings, not quite on my list, but a pretty good movie. But no, I honestly think The Fighter is probably one of my 2 favourite Mark Wahlberg performances. He is so good in it as Mickey Ward, and it's just such a well-told biopic. It's really, really entertaining. The script is great. Him and Christian Bale are bloody lightning in it. They are fantastic. The fights are really well shot. See, I don't give a fuck about boxing at all, but I love a good boxing movie when it's done right. All the family stuff is great. Amy Adams is great in it. Melissa Leo, I think, did she win the Oscar for it?
Amazing. She won it, yeah. Melissa and Christian both won.
Yeah. And it's just it's a fucking good movie, and I think it's his best performance. He's really, really likable as this guy, but he also, you know, he has his flaws, you know, he has his shortcomings, just like Christian Bale's character. But ultimately, they're brothers, and you know, they fight through everything together. And it's a great, great movie about boxing, determination, and also about family. Yeah. Your number 4.
Beautiful. Jaron's number 4. Now, my number 4 is going to be... It's really tight. This top 4, especially, so tight for me, and it painfully have to do this, but my number 4 is 2016's Deepwater Horizon. Ooh, I love this movie. I just watched it today. I wanted it to be, but number 4 out of, 15 or so Mark Wahlberg movies is nothing to sneeze at. I love this movie, especially since the top 5 I really love. Mark Wahlberg is great in this. It's one of his best performances. He is so good as this oil rigger who is on the horizon, and basically he's the main pillar of calmness, trying to calm everyone down, get people to safety. He goes back, rescues people, takes them back. It's such a story of heroism. It's a story of survival, family. Kurt Russell's really great in it. John Malkovich, or John Kuntovich as I call him in this film. Gina Rodriguez is really great. She's not in a long... I thought she was the wife for a second. Gina Rodriguez is really great.
Profitable end for Argos.
That was perfect. Dylan O'Brien, I didn't think he would give a performance like that, but he was fantastic in this movie. And it's just got such an emotional crux at the end, and it breaks me every time. I've cried both times I've seen it at the end. Mark Wahlberg and filmmaking alone did that. His performance, above all else, is just fantastic, and I really, really love this movie. It hurts me to put it even this low, even though it's number 4. But no, I really, really love Deepwater Horizon. It's a perfect movie. It's nothing wrong with it. I couldn't find a thing.
That
Jacob,
is a genuine dinosaur tooth.
Hey, it is.
Alrighty, here might even be my favourite performance of his. My number 3 is a bit of the old Boogie Nights from Paul Thomas Anderson. one of the few movies about the porn industry. It's not something that's touched on a whole lot in film as like the center point of the movie, but Mark Wahlberg plays this kid. I can't remember his character's real name, but he becomes the porn star Dirk Diggler after he's discovered by the porn producer Jack Horner, played excellently by Burt Reynolds, and he is discovered.
I believe his name's Eddie.
Okay, and he's discovered because he has a gigantic cock, and they get him
seriously
to join,
like 10 inches flat.
At least 10. But like you remember last week how we said Fassbender had a decent cock. Now, if you want to talk about decent cock, this is a decent cock. I mean, sure, it's a fake cock, but it's prosthetic, cock's a cock. I'm just trying to figure out how to say cock.
A cock is a cock.
As possible.
That is a great sentiment. If we can take anything from this story, from this podcast, a cock's a cock.
I don't know that cock, but I know that cock's a cock.
Jesus Christ! All right, Jaron.
But okay. But no, it's a great movie. I think it does get a little boring for me at times, but ultimately the performances are so good. Philip Seymour Hoffman is fantastic. William H. Macy plays a pathetic character as he always does. You got Don Cheadle in there. You got Julianne Moore's really, really good in it. John C. Reilly, he's the man. A guy who's actually done mostly drama throughout his career, got known for comedy from Us after he did Step Brothers, but no, he's a great actor. But no, Philip Seymour Hoffman is so good. Rest in peace to the man. It's Paul Thomas Anderson at his finest. Well, my favourite film of his is There Will Be Blood, but, I'm going off on tangents now. Wahlberg is great in it. This was pretty much what put him on the map as an actor. He was really, really fantastic about his character, who sort of rises to fame and starts to become more arrogant and narcissistic, and it all starts to fall apart, doesn't he? Doesn't he start, having guys pay him to, jerk him off and stuff like that?
Oh, that's at the start of the movie.
Yeah.
So what do you want? The $20 or $30 package? People pay you to look at your junk? Well, of course. Aren't you here for that?
But it's really, really funny. It's really entertaining, and it's a realistic look about the porn industry in the 70s. Because, Jaron, I know a lot about the 70s porn industry, and I can guarantee that this movie is factual.
And take that with absolutely no grain of salt. Jacob knows
his character is a bloody veritable John Holmes in this film, and no, it's really good. And I just end this with "You're a star, you're a star."
All right, well, I'm going to keep this short because my number 3 is Paul Thomas Anderson's Boogie Nights.
Yeah, but why didn't you just say so? We could have discussed it.
Oh, yeah, I know, but I wanted to let you have your fun in the sun. We can discuss it now. Mark Wahlberg, really, really great. I feel like this is Burt Reynolds' performance piece, though. He is fantastic in this movie, even though so is Mark Wahlberg. John C. Reilly, I love Mark Wahlberg and John C. Reilly's back and forth as these two guys who are both porn stars, and they become, best friends. It's so funny. Julianne Moore's amazing, and Thomas Jane is really good, and so is Alfred Molina, two people who aren't talked about much.
He loves
Robert Downey Sr. is in here for a bit. He's pretty funny. As you said, the whole supporting cast, Don Cheadle, Philip Seymour Hoffman. It's a long movie. There are parts of it that gets boring, but overall, it is just a fantastic movie. So well done. Probably the best. I haven't seen all of them, but probably the best movie about the porn industry that's been made, and it's absolutely such a character study and piece on this young boy who this industry influences him and takes him on a tangent, and he almost destroys his life. And no, it is just such a great film. Don't get too caught up in the gimmick because it is a very important film and a film about the industry that most people don't get to see. It goes way more than it just does on the surface, which is what Paul Thomas Anderson is known for. Jacob, your number 2.
Yes. My numero 2 is my favourite of the Wahlberg collaborations, and it is Lone Survivor. What can I say? This is one of my favourite war movies ever. I saw it 3 times in the theatre, and I absolutely love it. The camaraderie that they create between these 4 characters. And while the movie probably isn't entirely factual, I know Luttrell's been known to exaggerate some details and stuff like that. Ultimately, it is a respectful tribute to these 4 guys. And that was what it was really all about, paying respect and honouring their sacrifices. And I think the parents of Ben Foster's character thanked him at the screening for bringing their son back to life one more time. So they captured the spirit of these characters even though some details are made up for it. But I just loved it as a war flick. It was funny. They had great banter between them. And then at that halfway point, when shit goes down, when they start getting fired on, it is just non-stop. The movie does not give you any time to breathe. For some reason, Berg really, really enjoys having them fall down cliffs, but
Yeah.
which was a bit silly. But for the most part, the action was really, really. I feel like I'm criticizing this movie more than I'm praising it. I love Lone Survivor. The action's so well done. The sound editing is great, and I love the relationship he forms with this guy at the end of the film, the Muslim guy who takes him into his village and protects him, because their village stands for a code that they help anyone who's in need of help and everything like that. And I thought that was a really, really touching story. All the characters are great, and it's honestly it gets me emotional, and it's one of my favorite war flicks. Sure, yeah, it's US propaganda, but Peter Berg is like a really good Michael Bay. But no, I love Lone Survivor.
That is harsh for Peter Berg.
I think I know what your number 2 is.
My number 1 and 2 was it was really difficult, but I have to go with my heart, which means my number 2 is my personal favourite Wahlberg performance, one of 2 favourite performances, maybe even number 1, and this is The Fighter by David O. Russell. This is my favourite boxing movie. I love this movie. It gets me emotionally every time I watch it. It's really, really hard to watch at times. It's these 2 brothers. Mark Wahlberg lives in Mickey lives in Dickie's shadow, played by Christian Bale. I feel like Mark Wahlberg also got no one really noticed his performance next to Christian Bale's in this movie as well. But if you really watch it multiple times like I have, I'm taking it to a serious note, because I think this movie is one of the most underrated movies of all time. The Fighter, it's absolutely fantastic. More than boxing, it's a story about family. It's a story about growing up in this business. It's a story about everything. He slowly starts to break from his brother's shadow, which his brother's only got such a big shadow because of luck once when he was young, and now he's a full-on drug addict, and he has to go to jail. And when everyone starts, when his documentary comes on, because he's being filmed, and he's watching it in jail, and he just goes nuts because they start showing his little boy, and he starts flipping out and punching out prisoners and slams down the TV. It's such a hard movie to watch. It's such an amazing movie. The fight scenes are incredible. Mark Wahlberg gives it his all, and he is absolutely amazing in trying to be. He's this really passive guy. He doesn't play a cocky guy like Mark Wahlberg is used to playing. No, he plays this guy who's really he's really like the center of his family, his massive family, especially played really well done by Miss Alyssa Leo, the crazy mum, who she now plays in BoJack Horseman. But no, he's he's this moral compass of this family. He's trying to juggle his brother's craziness, his family's craziness, and his girlfriend, who's like telling him they're crazy, but by saying that she's also on both sides. It's just such a hard movie to watch, such a beautiful movie, and I absolutely love this. One of my favourite movies of all time. Everyone, if you haven't seen it, please go watch The Fighter. I love this movie so much. It's really close to my heart. It's my favourite boxing movie, and that's one of my favourite movie genres of all time. That's The Fighter, David O. Russell. Jacob, I think we both have the same number 1 again. Oh yeah, this is we have to converse. We don't know each other's lists, but I'm just going to go out and say our number 1s
Jaron,
easily.
Jaron.
Yeah.
How is your mother?
She's fine. Tired from fucking your father. It's just it's transformative.
They're departed. They're departed.
It's where Mark Wahlberg, Mark Wahlberg was only in it for 5 minutes, blah blah blah. He wasn't. He was in it for about half an hour. He was Oscar nominated for it. He is amazing as this police captain, but Captain Dignam, I believe, Sergeant Dignam. No, yeah, Sergeant Dignam.
Dignam,
and he is so amazing. The banter he gives, he brings the layer. He's the final bit of the movie. No spoilers.
Oh,
he's the
last man standing.
He's so underseen in The Departed. It's definitely Leo's movie with Leo,
Jack
Matt Damon,
Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson's movie. Martin Sheen's great in it. Vera Farmiga's great in it. Ray Winston. But Mark Wahlberg, you cannot he's so underrated in this movie. You know, he sneaks up. He is so great in this film. And sure, maybe he only got nominated because the race probably wasn't that tight that year. But he is also just amazing. This is one of his two best performances for me. I think this is second to The Fighter, but he is just so great in this. I love him that he got recognised for this role. Jacob, do you want to talk about it a bit, because I'm going off on a tangent?
Yeah, let me just finish this yawn real quick. Pretty.
All right. Anyway, so basically, this movie is about South Boston's Irish mafia. The police send in one of their own to infiltrate the mafia, and then they don't realise that the syndicate has done so likewise, and these two rats have to try and find each other. Jacob.
Yeah, buddy, they're people in it. There's lies, there's deception, there's betrayal. It's got everything you want in a crime film. And I love the core story of The Departed. You know, a cop who's undercover in the mob and a mobster who's undercover as a cop. It's a very, very simple story, but it's so entertaining.
And a cop who's a mob.
And yeah, the rat symbolizes obviousness.
Yeah, The Simpsons.
But yeah,
Martin Scorsese's the height of his powers. This is don't kill me. This is my favorite Scorsese movie.
It's my favorite Scorsese movie. I haven't seen a lot of the old shit, the classics, but it is a favorite.
I love I've seen lots of them.
It's just
I love The Fighter, but this is one of my favorite movies, like top 10 favorite movies.
The 2.5 hour runtime in this goes by so quickly. It's so entertaining. And all the subplots are engaging as well. There's their love story with Vera Farmiga, which is good, and Vera Farmiga, MILF man.
You got Matt Damon and Jack Nicholson's kind of side story, and then the side stories also interject with Vera Farmiga getting with Matt Damon. It's just, you've got Dignam and Martin Sheen.
I love the opening scene with Jack Nicholson and
hell yeah,
with him and Matt Damon as a kid, and how their relationship started, and how these two, they're criminals, but like they do care about helping each other, and despite the fact that Matt Damon's character is a piece of shit, you're still behind him and interested in his story, and
yes, we know
I just love that
remake
opening
of
scene.
Internal Affairs,
it's
but
a
we
remake
don't care.
of
And it's not even really a remake.
It.
It's a second adaptation of the same book.
Wait, Jaron.
Not. Yeah.
She fell funny.
She fell funny.
So funny.
So it is... seriously, Jack Nicholson is one of the greatest crime kingpins to ever be in a movie. So we're going to wrap up our top 5 and go on to our next segment because we're running out of time. But that was our Mark Wahlberg top 5s. And for our next segment, since next week, Monster Trucks is already out, but next week a couple of new films come out for 2017.
You see, Monster Trucks was my most anticipated of the year, but it's come out, so I can't do it.
Yeah, so as you probably already know, we're not even going to do a top 10. We're just going to kind of discuss.
We're just going to go through our favourites.
Movies that we're keen for. Jacob, do you want to start? Throw one out there.
The movie I'm most keen for is Baby Driver, because it's for literally one reason: Edgar Wright.
Mr.
Edgar Wright, probably
also
like
the cast.
one in my top 3 directors working. I mean, all 4 of his films are 10 out of 10 films for me, and they're all pretty much in my favourites of all time. I love the man. The Cornetto trilogy and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which is its own beast entirely, and it's so great. He directed my favourite film of all time, Hot Fuzz. I mean, every time an Edgar Wright movie is on the table, I am there. It will have been 4 years since The World's End. He was going to do Ant-Man, didn't. Almost glad he didn't now, but I'm keen for Baby Driver. It stars Ansel Elgort as this young dude. He's like a newbie getaway driver, and you got Kevin Spacey and John Bernthal and John Hamm. Great cast. Jamie Foxx. But Ansel Elgort's character, he listens to music the whole time while he's driving, and they've said that the movie's going to have a huge soundtrack, and that the action sequences are going to be like choreographed to the music, which is so cool. I think Edgar Wright can make this into something really, really special and make it more than just a crime film. It comes out in August, I think.
They've pushed the release date to August because they think that it could appeal to a wider audience, which is really cool. I'm going to throw one out there. We've got another movie about the Boston Marathon bombings that happened in 2013, and this is a Jake Gyllenhaal vehicle called Stronger, and it's about it's basically a victim of the bombing helps the police track down some of the killers while struggling to recover from his devastating trauma. Jake Gyllenhaal is the reason I'm excited for this. Also because I love true event stories. But no, he's my favorite actor working. The plot of this, the synopsis, it's a drama. I think it's going to be something special. I'm very looking forward to.
We've got 4 Gyllenhaal movies, so let's just get into that. We've got Life, which is, I think, the first one we're getting, starring him and Ryan Reynolds and I think Rebecca Ferguson, and it's like a space movie, them trying to find life on Mars. It's written by Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, Deadpool Zombieland, so it looks pretty cool. I mean, the trailer didn't entirely sell me. I'm worried that the movie could end up being really dumb, but, you know, with these guys writing the script, it probably won't. And, you know, Jackie G and Ryan Reynolds, I think Reynolds was initially going to play the lead, but he was too busy, so he gave it to Gyllenhaal, but he's still in it. So,
Third of all, I'm going to take the wheel, Jacob, and move on to Wildlife, our third Jackie G movie. Big Paul Dano's directorial debut. He's also written the adaptation of the Richard Ford novel, and it's basically about a small boy witnessing his parents' marriage falling apart after his mum finds out about another man. Finds another man to be with. Jake Gyllenhaal, Carey Mulligan. I'm so excited for this. It looks so good. I can't wait to get a trailer for it. It's got Bill Camp. It's got Kate Jones. This movie, I'm just really, really looking forward to. It looks like that kind of, that drama that comes out and is hard hitting, and it's going to have. I mean, everything Paul Dano's done has been great. So his directing should be the same, hopefully, and it's going to have great performances. We know that for the very least. Jacob.
Yeah, okay. Are we still on Gyllenhaal? What have I missed?
Yeah.
Okja! Fucking Bong Joon-ho's follow-up to Snowpiercer, and it's a monster movie about a little girl who's friends with this monster, and of course the government try to take it away and stuff like that. And you got Gyllenhaal, you got Tilda Swinton.
I thought it was just some kind of animal, like a lion or something.
No, I think it's like it's not an actual animal, it's like a monster.
Cool.
But because he's described as a monster movie with a heart. And, Jake Gyllenhaal, Lily Collins is in it, Tilda Swinton, Paul Dano. Oh, yes. Paul Dano, I didn't know he was in it.
Giancarlo Esposito is in
Gus Fring.
Which is really cool. He's from Breaking Bad.
Stephen Yeun, Aussie actor Daniel Henshall.
Stephen Yeun from Walking Dead is Glenn. Yeah, Tilda Swinton, Paul Dano.
No, we're just kidding because it's Bong Joon-ho's Snowpiercer was incredible.
Jakey G, just look at the photo that's on screen right now of Jakey G and tell us that doesn't make you excited.
He's
for
the champion. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
I dare you.
That should almost make it number one, just because of look at him. Look at him.
Exactly.
Look at him.
Just take it.
Give him an Oscar nomination for it already.
Seriously,
those pictures are Oscar worthy.
Oh yeah.
God damn. All right, I want to talk about a movie I'm excited for, and that is 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. It's Martin McDonagh's next movie, following up In Bruges and 7 Psychopaths. Both of them are my favourite movies ever, and I've been really, really waiting for 5 years for this guy to make another movie, and we're finally getting it, and it's got a bloody cracker cast. You got Sam Rockwell, who could finally be his first good movie since The Way Back. Woody Harrelson is the man. I think he plays like the police sheriff. John Hawkes, Caleb Blanchard Jones, who was in the other McDonagh brothers' last movie, War on Everyone. I'm looking now. Lucas Hedges is in it, who just broke out with Manchester by the Sea. So that's cool. Zedko Ivanek, who's in both of his other films. Fuck your dog, man. Peter Dinklage is in it. Abby Cornish, but the lead character is Frances McDormand, and she plays this woman who has had her daughter murdered, and she gets mad. It's been months and nobody's found out who did it or anything like that, so she paints 3 big signs in town, like angry messages towards the town's sheriff for not doing anything about it, and then him and his deputy, the sheriff's Woody Harrelson, him and his deputy Sam Rockwell, who's like an immature guy, and he's like violent and everything, and they just sort of get into this war over that's all we really know about the plot. But dude, it's Martin McDonagh. He's made 2 incredible dark comedies so far, and this movie looks like it could be no different. I'm really, really keen for 3 Billboards.
And I'm going to slip in there. You said this could be Sam Rockwell's best movie for a long time. It depends when this comes out, because Mute by Duncan Jones,
he'll
who
be
is
he'll be a
following
cameo
his-
of the very most.
Well, it's rumoured that he could be so that's what I was about to say. We don't know if he's going to be in it, he's rumoured, but if he is, it will be the same character as he played in Moon, which is Duncan Jones's other film. He also did Source Code and the very, very, I've heard bad movie Warcraft, but no, Alexander Skarsgård, Paul Rudd, Sam Rockwell maybe, Justin Theroux. It's got such a cool cast, and it's about a mute bartender who goes up against the city's gangsters in an effort to find out what happened to his missing partner. It's just so intriguing, and it's also a mystery sci-fi thriller, so there's going to be some elements of that in there. It just gets me really excited seeing another sci-fi movie from the man Duncan Jones, and I know it does you too, because you love you some Moon. And I'm really excited for this one. Another sci-fi we got on the horizon, Star Wars Episode 8. How can you not be excited?
You have to be
for this?
excited. I think this could be the best one of the new trilogy, because Rian Johnson is an incredible filmaker. He's going to put his own spin on it. And yeah, I'm really, really keen for that.
Could be the strikes back of the new trilogy.
I just want to round out my top 5. I'm really keen for Dunkirk. You put Christopher Nolan's name on a movie, I'm there. You know, my ticket is already bought and paid for. My man Tom Hardy is in it. I don't think he'll be the main character, but he'll be great. Kenneth Branagh, Mark Rylance, Harry Styles making his film debut. You know, I'll give him a chance. And it wouldn't be a Christopher Nolan movie without Cillian Murphy being in it. Yeah, but no, I'm really keen for Dunkirk. This trailer wasn't amazing, but the cinematography looks gorgeous, and I'll be there opening night. And another one very, very high on my list this year is The Glass Castle, a film based on the book. I think it's a true story, the book by Jeanette Walls, and it is the follow-up from director Destin Cretton, who made Short Term 12, which is like an incredible movie. And once again, with my woman Brie Larson, this could be another Oscar caliber performance piece for her if they get the movie right, because it's quite a dramatic story. It's about this family. Brie Larson, Naomi Watts, I think Woody Harrelson plays their father. Look at now, Sarah Snook's in it, so that's awesome. She's a fantastic Australian actress. But no, this is one that I'm just excited for on the basis of the cast alone and the director, because if this is half as good as Short Term 12, I am there.
Yep. So is that I've got first. I'm going to name the Marvel movies, which I love Marvel. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, the follow up to Guardians. It's the next Marvel movie we're getting in April, I believe. So excited for this follow up. Looks really cool. James Gunn will bring us something special. Spider-Man: Homecoming. Tom Holland, Robert Downey Jr., Michael Keaton as the Vulture looks amazing. I'm really excited for that. Hopefully that's Hopefully the high school element is a big part, because that really intrigued me in the trailer. And also, we've got my most excited Marvel movie, Thor Ragnarok by Taika Waititi.
You're about to say Taika, you fuckhead.
But did I?
No, you didn't.
So take it
and
back,
I commend you for
dick
that.
wank. Taika Waititi, it's Thor. The synopsis has him fighting Hulk without his hammer. Doctor Strange is going to be in it. It's just going to be amazing. Cate Blanchett, I'm just so excited for this. It looks absolutely balls to the walls, nuts. Jacob, Iron Man 1, the best Iron Man. Iron Man, Captain America 2, most people think it's the best Captain America. So Thor 3.
Yeah, it is.
Here we go. I've
Thor
got
2
another
should
one.
be the best one.
No, Iron Man 1, Cap 2, Thor 3...
And Guardians 4.
Dickhead. So I've already said Guardians. So Alien Covenant. I love Prometheus. I love this whole franchise, and this one is going to focus on the Xenomorph again, which I'm so excited for. In contention for my absolute most anticipated is War for the Planet of the Apes. I love the story, love the characters, can't wait to see where Caesar goes next, and War for the Planet of the Apes looks absolutely amazing. The Disaster Artist, a comedy by James Franco. It's got an absolutely amazing cast. It's a spoof on the making of the movie. It's actually called The Masterpiece in Australia now, The Room. Listen to this cast. It's got Dave Franco, James Franco, Seth Rogen, Josh Hutcherson, Kate Upton, Hannibal Buress, Jackie Weaver, Tommy Wiseau, Zac Efron, Alison Brie, Bryan Cranston, Sharon Stone, Zoe Deutsch. It's going to be absolutely incredible. American Made is the new Doug Liman and Tom Cruise movie with Domhnall Gleeson. Jesse Plemons. It's a true story of a pilot, Barry Seal, who is transported contraband for the CIA. Yeah.
Should we just start rattling off the rest of our favourites and just,
Kong Skull Island looks
synopsis?
amazing. Blade Runner 2049 looks really cool. The Return of the Director. Kingsman: The Secret Service, a follow-up to one of my favourite movies. Such a great film. One of my favourite comic book movies. Logan, really excited to see where it goes next. Hugh Jackman's last day out. John Wick 2, I'm really excited. Really love the first one, and that's it for me. Jacob?
Yeah, I got a few I want to mention. Wonder, it's directed by Stephen Chbosky, who did Perks of Being a Wallflower, so I'm really cool to see what he can do next. And it stars my new favourite child actor, Jacob Tremblay, as this kid with a facial deformity, so no doubt that'll be, they'll pull some drama out of that, but it looks really good. Guardians 2, it's my favourite MCU movie. Of course I'm excited. Blade Runner... I'm saying what I'm excited for. Blade Runner 2049, Denis Villeneuve is the fucking man. War Machine, starring Brad Pitt, and in the pictures from it, he looks like a Ken doll, and it's from David Michaud, who made probably almost my favourite Australian film ever, Animal Kingdom, and The Rover, and it's got Brad Pitt, Tilda Swinton, Anthony Michael Hall, Will Poulter,
Netflix
Topher Grace,
movie.
Ben Kingsley. It'll be straight to Netflix, but it's like a war satire. Could it be this generation's Doctor Strangelove? Fuck, I hope so.
I hope so.
Kingsman 2, again, love the first one, very keen. Suburbicon, directed by George Clooney and Joel Cohen, and it's written by the Coen brothers, so it's going to have a great script, but a great cast: Matt Damon, Woody Harrelson, Josh Brolin, Oscar Isaac, Julianne Moore, and it's set in the 1950s, and, I think there's some crime and stuff like that. I don't know a whole lot, but dude, that crew alone to get you excited. The Book of Henry, directed by Colin Trevorrow, going back to an indie film after... Jurassic World, and it stars one of my new favorite child actor, Jacob Tremblay, and another great one, Jaden Lieberher from Midnight Special, about these two kids, and Henry's like this genius kid, and he falls in love with the girl who lives near him, and I'm sure there will be a lot of antics involved. Annihilation, Alex Garland's next movie. I think it's his his debut was Ex Machina, but this is his second movie that he's directing. Stars Natalie Portman and Oscar Isaac and Jennifer Jason Leigh, so get keen. All the superhero ones you mentioned, I'm really excited for. John Wick 2, Alien Covenant. And 2017 looks set to be a fucking good year if most of these don't turn out to be disappointments. So we've both got our sort of top 20 favourite, most anticipated. Which one do you think is most likely to end up being bad, if one of them had to?
If one of them had to be bad, I could see The Disaster Artist going terribly wrong. I could see Life. The trailer gave me a little glimpse of maybe this could be bad.
They gave away too much in it.
I think all the Marvel movies will be solid. American Made could go either way. Kong Skull Island definitely could go either way.
I think that looks awesome.
I do too, but it could go either way.
I think John Wick 2 could fail horrifically. Alien Covenant looks great from the trailer, but there's a chance it could go wrong. And
I love Prometheus.
For the most part, I think all of these look really, really solid. But
if there's ones that you think will make your top 10 of the year, what are they?
All right, if Dunkirk's as good as Interstellar, that probably will. And again, two comedies from two of my favourite comedic directors, Edgar Wright and Martin McDonagh, through Billboards and Baby Driver. If they are on the level of the director's previous efforts, then they're going to be high. And of everything, I mean, again, if Okja's as good as Snowpiercer, then look the fuck out. And The Glass Castle, I'm really, really looking forward to. But I think anything with Brie Larson. I think she has a couple other movies this year, but I can't remember what. But anyway, I think that's the show.
I'm gonna do the ones that I think might enter my list.
Oh, that's
Thank
right.
you, Jacob Cunningham.
I forgot there was another person here.
Baby Driver, really excited for that one. I think if it's as good as you said as Edgar Wright's other, which he shows no sign of slowing down, it will be up there. Blade Runner, I need to watch the first one and see how much I like that one, but it's got Denis Villeneuve behind the camera, and it's got Ryan Gosling and Harrison Ford. It could be up there. Dunkirk is again, if it's as good as Interstellar, I love Interstellar. It will be up there, and Civil War's in my top 10. Like usually no superhero makes my top 10, but Civil War does this year, which is a rarity for me. Usually they're in the top 30, but so who knows? It depends how Guardian. I think the most ones to be great Guardians and Thor, Spider-Man could go either way. But no, I'd say the ones that could make it the most likely is probably Okja if that goes great, War for the Planet if that goes great, because Dawn was in my top 10 before, and obviously Glass, the one you said, Billboards, and Baby Driver. I think that's the show, Jacob.
Yep. Sorry, I've probably been very monotone today. I just finished work before we filmed this, so I'm tired.
I can take it higher. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, watch it.
I can take it higher. The no list, but anyway,
Nah.
yeah. Again, thanks for listening as always. We can't wait for the Oscars and stuff to pan out and everything. And just 2 public service announcements: 1, watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and 2, just go watch La La Land 6 times. Just do it. Yeah, I think that's. Just, anything else you want to add or plug?
No, go watch. I might have a review up this week. I'm seeing Lion. I'm probably going to review that. And I'm really excited. Oh, I'm also seeing Split. Might do that too. Depends which one I love more, because I only like really discussing in depth movies that I really, really like, which is why I don't review everything I see. But no, that's about it. Look out for them. The next podcast will come in about a week, and it'll be the last podcast before we know the Oscar nominations, which is exciting. And yeah, that's about it. Jacob, thank you for being a marvelous co-host with me today. Thank you everyone for watching. If you got any suggestions for any future shows or anything you want to say, leave it down below in the comments. We love shows. Any future shows. Anyway, we love replying to comments down below. We've got some great listeners, and it'll be really, really cool to hear your feedback. Chuck a like, subscribe. We're almost up to 50. That'll be exciting. Jacob Cunningham, thank you for being on the show with Moa today.
Thanks for watching, folks. Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Folks, we love children and we love film. See you next time.
We don't actually love children. Just to the FBI who's listening in on this, just
because they listen to all our pods.
They do. They're fans. I'm not good at ending shows. Catch it, cunt.
Let's just end now. All right. End.